Let's talk about how to solve equations with decimals. For example, 0.3x is equal to 6. In this case, there are two ways to go about solving this. Number one is we will divide both sides by 0.3. So we'll do divide by 0.3 and 6 over 0.3. Then these will reduce to 1. We'll have x equals to 6 over 0.3. We talked about these kinds of problems in a video about how to divide decimals. In this case, we'll multiply this number by 1. Not just 1, but carefully chosen 1. I will multiply 10 over 10. 10 over 10 is equal to 1, so I can multiply any number by 1 without changing the value. So it is 6 times 10 is 60. 0.3 times 10 is 3. So 60 over 3 is equal to 20. Or number 2. Before we divide both sides by 0.3, let's try to get rid of this decimal first by multiplying each side by 10. Then 10 times 0.3x is 3x. 6 times 10 is 60. X is equal to, divide both sides by 3, which is 20. We'll practice more problems using this method. Point 2y minus 3 is equal to 5. Let's try to get rid of this negative 3 by adding 3 each side. Then it'll be 0.2y is equal to 5 plus 3 is 8. Then try to get rid of this decimal point by multiplying 10 each side. Then 10 times 0.2 is 2, so 2y is equal to 8 times 10 is 80. Y is equal to, divide both sides by 2, then it is 40. Point 4x plus 0.3 is equal to 1.2. There are decimals everywhere. So instead of dealing with decimals, let's get rid of this decimals first. So let's multiply each side by 10. And let's distribute this. 10 times 0.4x is 4x plus 10 times 0.3 is 3 is equal to 1.2 times 10 is 12. Now it is much easier to handle. Get rid of positive 3 by subtracting 3 each side. So it is 4x equal to 12 minus 3 is 9. Divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 9 over 4. Point 0.05y minus 2.5 is equal to 1. Let's think about what number we can multiply each side to get rid of these decimal numbers. We can multiply any number as long as we apply the same number to both sides. but let's not pick 1535. Pick a number so we can get rid of these decimals. If we multiply 10 like we used to do, 10 times 0.05 is 0.5. So we'll still have decimals in that case. So how about 100? 100 times 0.05 is 5. So 5y. 100 times 2.5 is 250. 1 times 100 is 100. Then let's add 250 to each side. It is 5y is equal to 100 plus 250 is 350. Divide both sides by 5. Then y is equal to 350 divided by 5 is 70. Those of you who need to review how to multiply these decimals by multiples of 10, which is 100, 1,000, 10,000, you can review the videos about how to multiply decimals. Point 2 minus 0.1 times z minus 7 is equal to 1.5. Let's think about what step we need to take first. Should we distribute this? No, since there are decimals everywhere, let's try to get rid of the decimals first. You can go ahead and multiply each side by 10. But there are too many parentheses and that can be confusing. So I will set this as a. A is equal to z minus 7. And I will rewrite this equation. 0.2 minus 0.1 a is equal to 1.5. And then multiply both sides by 10. So 10 times 0.2 is 2. And 10 times negative 0.1a is negative 1a is equal to 1.5 times 10 is 15. Now let's replace a. So 2 minus a is z minus 7. And don't forget to put parentheses around it. Z minus 7. And this is especially important when you have negative sign in front. So that is equal to 15. And distribute this now. 2 minus negative 1 times z is negative z. Negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7 is equal to 15. Simplify this. Negative z plus 2 plus 7 is 9 is equal to 15. Subtract 9 from both sides. Negative z is equal to 15 minus 9 is 6. Divide both sides by negative 1. Z is equal to negative 6. How do we know if we should distribute this first or multiply by 10 or set this as an a? We practice. We practice many times until we see which step to take first.